The head of the inquiry into the appointment of the Deputy Police Commissioner, Wally, Haumaha, has quit after questions were repeatedly raised about a personal conflict of interest. Dr. Pauline Kingi was leading an investigation into the process that led to Mr. Haumaha being appointed, despite comments he made in 2004 defending police officers accused of rape. The Internal Affairs Minister, Tracy Martin, made the surprise announcement that Dr. Kingi was stepping down during question time in Parliament, saying she'd become the victim of unwarranted attacks. Our Deputy Political Editor, Chris Bramwell, was there.
Pauline Kingi was appointed to lead the inquiry last month, but she'd barely got her feet under the desk when National started asking questions about her endorsing Wally Haumaha 23 times on the website LinkedIn. National MP Chris Bishop claimed that constituted a major conflict of interest, but the minister responsible for the inquiry, Tracy Martin, said this morning she failed to see how that was the case and backed Dr. Kingi. But this afternoon, Ms Martin told Parliament with regret the former senior public servant had stood down from the role.
Ever since she was appointed to the role, she has been the subject of political attack. Those have been attacks on her integrity, attacks on her reputation, and even attacks on her legal qualification. Dr. Kingi has a 28-year career in public service as both a community member and senior public servant and as a lawyer. She was asked to perform a public duty and yet became the subject of an undue and unwarranted criticism.
Chris Bishop asked how the controversy could have come about.
How has she let herself and the government get into a position where they appointed to lead an independent inquiry someone who has close connections to the subject of the inquiry and who has endorsed him 23 times on LinkedIn?
Tracy Martin took issue with his claim of close connections, but was unable to finish answering as the barracking from National MPs got out of hand.
Again, advice has been received from the Cabinet Office and from this Ms Kingi resigned because of disgusting accusations by the opposition that impinged her integrity based on a LinkedIn profile, which is a social media account that has been shown and advice has been received does not meet the threshold of conflict.
I'm very close to the member and I cannot hear her, mainly I think because opposition members barracking is coming through my mics.
Outside Parliament, Tracy Martin told reporters she just did not think the LinkedIn endorsements were a big deal or that it looked that bad.
The advice I have received is that this is not a conflict or a potential conflict, that social media acquaintances, whether they be friends on Facebook or whether they be endorsement on LinkedIn, do not meet the threshold for conflict or perceived conflict. We're going to have a conversation now. The fact that this person of great integrity has been attacked for something that was on social media.
But Chris Bishop said Pauline Kingi simply could not lead an inquiry into the appointment of someone she'd endorsed more than 20 times.
She's done the right thing. The real question now is for the government. How was she appointed in the first place? And why was Tracy Martin defending her so ardently yesterday and, basically 24 hours later, she's welcoming her resignation?
The acting Prime Minister Winston Peters says the government continued to back Dr Kingi, but she left because of the political attacks.
Look, if I was in a position, I wouldn't stand around taking those sort of attacks. I'd either mount a defamation case against them or I'd just stand down.
The government will now have to start the process of finding a replacement for Pauline Kingi, whose departure is being chalked up as a political win by the National Party. A tui te whare pāri mata mō te hōtaka o te ahi pōnei, ko Chris Bramwell ahau.